Hello, grounded soul of Taurus. I want to begin this message by speaking directly into that hidden part of you. The part that has been carrying the heavy weight of pretending to be smaller than you really are. The part that has learned to move gently, quietly, and carefully through life so that others will not feel unsettled by your presence. You, who were born under the sign of the bull, with a strength that can move mountains and a steadiness that can outlast the fiercest storms, have been told again and again that your power is too much, that your persistence is too stubborn, that your voice is too demanding. And so, little by little, you began to fold your wings, lower your gaze, and soften your roar, convincing yourself that blending in was safer than standing tall. But my dear Taurus, I feel the ache that comes from living in this false modesty, this quiet cage where your natural gifts are dimmed so that others can feel more comfortable. Every time you pretended not to know the truth that lived in your bones, every time you withheld your passion so that someone else would not feel overshadowed, every time you carried the burden of silence instead of the joy of expression, a piece of your authentic self slipped deeper into hiding. And yet, no matter how much you try to cover it, your essence remained luminous, steady, and immovable like the earth itself that cannot stop being what it is. This shrinking has not been humility, my love. It has been a betrayal of the very life force that the universe entrusted to you. You were not created to apologize for your strength, nor to disguise your reliability as a flaw. You were born to build, to lead with grounded wisdom, to embody a presence that others can lean on when their own foundations crumble. And even as you read these words, the energy of revelation is already gathering around you, preparing to dismantle the false walls you've built to contain yourself. Soon, you will no longer be able to live in fragments. Soon, the tide will rise, and you will be asked no, invited to remember the truth of who you are. Stay with me, Taurus, because what comes next is not just a reminder of your power, but a prophecy of the moment that is about to arrive, when the universe itself will call you back into your rightful space, no longer hidden, no longer subdued, but fully alive in the magnificence that was always meant to be yours. And now, Taurus, let us step deeper into the unfolding story of your month. For the universe is preparing to send a catalyst into your path, a sudden turn of events that will press against the walls you have built around yourself and leave you with no choice but to emerge from behind them. This catalyst may appear in the form of a confrontation, where someone's words strike you with such clarity that you can no longer pretend to be unaffected. It may appear in the form of an unexpected opportunity, one so aligned with your true essence that saying no would feel like suffocating your own soul. Or it may come as an internal awakening, a restless energy rising inside you that refuses to be ignored, reminding you that you are not meant to sit quietly in the background while life passes by. Do not mistake this catalyst for chaos or punishment, my dear Taurus. It is the universe's way of shaking the earth beneath your feet so that you may remember the ground you stand on is your own. You may at first resist it, because change is never gentle to the spirit that craves security. Yet within the push, within the disruption, there will be an undeniable message. You are ready to step out of the comfort of shrinking and into the risk of shining. This moment will test you, yes, but it will also liberate you. The people who have grown accustomed to your silence may be unsettled when you speak with authority. The environments that once tolerated your presence may suddenly feel too small for the fullness of your being. And you, Taurus, who have spent so long trying to avoid the spotlight, will finally realize that it is not the spotlight that burns, it is the suppression of your light that has been hurting you all along. Stay steady, beloved one, For this catalyst is not here to break you, it is here to remind you of the power that has been waiting all along in your stillness. And as we move forward, we will uncover what truths are revealed when you no longer hide truths about your relationships, your purpose, and the destiny that has been written in your stars since the day you were born. And Taurus, when the catalyst has done its work, when it has unsettled the still water you have been floating in, it will open the door to revelation. And the hidden truths you have long sensed but buried will finally rise to the surface. For years, you have felt the tension between who you are and who you pretend to be. But you convinced yourself that silence was peace, that settling was wisdom, that loyalty to what was safe was loyalty to yourself. Yet this revelation will show you otherwise. It will reveal that your greatest compromises were not acts of devotion, but acts of fear. It will show you the quiet ways you allowed others to use your steadiness as their crutch, while never giving you the respect you deserved in return. It will shine a bright, unwavering light on the relationships, the jobs, the friendships where you were valued only for your ability to endure, not for your brilliance to inspire. This will not be an easy truth to face, beloved Taurus, because it will require you to admit that the comfort you clung to was often just a disguise for chains. But do not be afraid of this moment. For with truth comes freedom. The universe is not revealing these shadows to punish you. It is doing so to release you from them. You will suddenly see how many times you were told to be less, to lower your voice, to hide your ambitions, not because they were wrong, but because they intimidated those who could not match your power. And as this truth breaks open, you will feel something ancient stir inside you, an inheritance of strength that no longer wishes to sleep. And here is the most important part. This revelation will not only expose what others have done, it will reveal what you have denied in yourself. You will see the talents you called practical skills for what they truly are, gifts meant to create abundance. You will see the passions you called hobbies for what they truly are, expressions of your destiny. You will see the persistence you called stubbornness for what it truly is, the unshakable force that can move you through any obstacle. When you embrace this, you will understand that your life is not meant to be a quiet background to someone else's story, but a living testament to what happens when stability is combined with courage. So, my steadfast Taurus, as these hidden truths emerge, they will not break you. They will free you. And as we move onward, we will see how this freedom opens the sacred door to your rebirth, the moment when you no longer live by survival but by sovereignty. And now, Taurus, with the weight of hidden truths lifted from your chest, you will find yourself standing before a threshold that feels both terrifying and exhilarating. This is the door of rebirth. And it is not a doorway you can peek through and turn back from. It is one that requires you to step fully across, leaving behind every disguise you ever wore and every excuse you ever used to stay small. You may feel the trembling of fear, because rebirth is never gentle. But listen closely, the trembling is not weakness. It is the sound of the old shell cracking. It is the sign that something vast and luminous inside you is ready to emerge. This door does not open by accident. It opens because you have endured, because you have been tempered by trials that tested your patience and your loyalty, and because you have proven to the universe that even in your silence, you never abandon the core of who you are. Now the cosmos responds, sending support in the form of signs, synchronicities, and celestial blessings that will guide your first steps into this new chapter. You may see repeating numbers. You may find unexpected allies entering your life. You may feel the subtle but unshakable presence of ancestors and spirit guides pressing you forward. All of this is confirmation that you are not walking alone, that heaven itself is conspiring to align you with your highest destiny. The rebirth will not erase your past, it will transform it. The wounds you once carried like heavy stones will become the soil in which new strength takes root. The betrayals you once mourned will become proof of your resilience, shaping you into a leader who knows how to rise from ashes. The moments of self-doubt will become the quiet whispers that remind you never again to forget your worth. And as you cross this threshold, you will notice something profound. Your voice feels stronger, your body feels lighter, your path feels clearer. What once felt impossible now feels inevitable. Because you finally understand that the universe never asked you to shrink. It has always asked you to grow. And so, Taurus, walk through this door without hesitation. The stars above are shifting to support you. The earth beneath your feet steadies you. And every breath you take now is charged with the promise of a destiny, long delayed but never denied. On the other side of this door is not the person you were, it is the sovereign soul you were always meant to become. My steadfast Taurus, as we close this journey together, I want you to pause and honor the truth of what has unfolded in your heart. You have walked through shadows of self-denial. You have confronted the weight of compromises that were never yours to carry. And you have dared to step into the fire of revelation where every mask fell away. Now you stand reborn. And the universe greets you not as the smaller version of yourself you once pretended to be, but as the sovereign soul who finally remembers why you came here. The days of shrinking, of apologizing, of lowering your light so others would not feel uneasy, those days are over. Ahead of you stretches a path where your strength is no longer misunderstood as stubbornness, but celebrated as devotion, where your patience is no longer exploited, but honored as wisdom, where your voice, once silenced, rises with clarity and authority, echoing into every space that needs to feel your truth. This is the era where your presence no longer blends quietly into the background but takes its rightful place at the center of the stage. Life has always prepared for you. And as you move forward, Taurus, know that you are not walking into this new chapter alone. Celestial hands are guiding you. Ancestral voices are whispering courage into your bones. And every star in the sky is conspiring to remind you that your destiny is far larger than the walls you once built around yourself. You were not meant to merely survive, you were meant to create, to lead, to love with devotion, and to leave behind a legacy that outlives the ticking of time. So take this message as your seal, as your confirmation, as your final permission slip from the universe. You are enough. You are ready. And you are stepping into the fullness of who you were always meant to be. Let the past rest where it belongs. Let the pain dissolve into wisdom. And let your soul rise now into the glory that has been waiting for you all along.